Morning,
Oh,
Nigel.
Nigel.
We're ready to start the meeting, Councillor Bryant.
Right, thank you, Dawn. Welcome everybody to today's special meeting of the Education and Skills Overview and Scrutiny Committee, and obviously we're all attending remotely. Just to remind you, as you've just seen, we're now live streaming the public meeting. All microphones will be muted unless you indicate your wish to speak, at which point I will call out your name and you will need to turn on your microphone. You are obviously to control your own microphone, and Dawn will keep an eye on who's on and who's off. And can I remind members to choose their language of choice, as translation facilities are available, and that if you wish to speak, that you use the hand raise function. And don't forget, you can also use the chat facility if you so wish. So the first item on the agenda, Dawn, is apologies for absence, please.
Yeah, apologies received from Councillor Wynne Ellis-Jones, James Listed, Thomas Jones, and also Derwen Fay, the Youth Council representative. Okay,
thank you. And a warm welcome to Colette Owen, who's coming to us for her very first meeting, and she's representing the Catholic Diocese of Wrexham. Welcome, Colette. Don't be frightened to speak up if you so wish. You're more than welcome. You are a full member of this committee and can speak and express your views whenever you wish.
Thank you.
Do we have any declarations of interest? I take that as a no. Item 3 is urgent matters. I'm not aware of any urgent matters.
I'm not aware of any either, Chair.
Thank you. Item 4 is the minutes. That's to agree the minutes of the meeting that were held on the 3rd of March. Pages 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15, which I move as a correct record of the meeting. Are you all in favour of that? If you'd like to sort of raise a hand. Is there anybody not wishing to agree those as a correct record of the meeting? No, right.
Councillor Bryant, just before we go on, can I just say that Councillor Thomas is in the meeting. He's put a little message on the chat, but he is having connection issues, but he is here. So.
All right. Welcome, Councillor Thomas. Item 5, questions to Cabinet members. I'm not aware of any questions. Item 6 is to review the forward work programmes. So over to you, Dawn, to go through that.
Okay, members. Within your agenda packs on pages, just bear with me, 16 onwards is the forward plan for the education and skills and the combined forward work programme. I've been working with officers to reschedule reports on the forward plan, which have been deferred due to the pandemic, and reports have been confirmed for meetings on the 17th of November and the 19th of January. And I'm working with officers to see if we can identify any reports that can come forward to the meeting on the 6th of October. So I'll keep you informed on that. I know the Chair wanted to focus on the skills and employability agenda this year. However, due to the pandemic, the work of the board has been put on pause. So the board and the work streams will regroup later this year and completely review the aims and priorities, and then officers will be able to revise the schedule of reports accordingly. I don't have much else to say on the forward work programmes, Chair, so I don't know if there's any comments.
Yes, Councillor Garfield, you wish to ask a question.
Thank you, Chair. I will be asking my question in Welsh as usual.
Yes, yeah.
Cwestiwn sy'n gen i, jyst ynglyn â, dwi methu gweld y fforwm strategol y Gymraeg mewn addysg ar y Forward Work Programme o gwbl. Mi sefydlwyd y fforwm 2 neu 3 blynedd yn ôl, ac oedd yn gwneud gwaith pwysig iawn ynglyn â datblygu'r Gymraeg mewn ysgolion, oedd yn cysylltu hefo cynllun y Llywodraeth hefyd i gael miliwn o siaradwyr.
I'm sorry,
Yeah, I'm sorry.
The translators doesn't seem to be working.
Okay, I'll ask in English. I'll save time. Not a problem.
It's working, but it's very faint.
Okay, listen, it's important anyway. So I'll ask the question. I've been through the Forward Work Programme and I can't see any reference to the work of the Welsh Language Strategic Forum, which was set up 2 or 3 years ago. This is the forum that linked the education side to external agencies, the EARD and others. It's all about delivering the 1 million Welsh language speakers and linked to our WESP as well. And I'm just wondering where we are. What is the status of that forum currently, and when did it last meet?
Yeah, I can respond, Chair.
Yes, if you would please, Lowry, yes.
Diolch Cynghorydd Garfield am yr cwestiwn. Diolch iawn I mi ymateb yn Gymraeg? Yndi. Dwi wedi eisoes ymateb I e-bost. Dwi'n gwybod nathoch chi godi hyn hefo yr tîm drafanna yn bodlondeb. Mae'r grŵp a'r fforwm mewn bodolaeth. Nathon ni gynnal cyfarfod ar ddechrau'r flwyddyn, ond wrth gwrs, gyda'r newidiadau sydd wedi dod o'r pandemig, da ni ddim wedi cael cyfle I gyfarfod.
I'm sorry, members. The translation facility is still not working.
Yeah,
Rodri, I don't know whether you can take over. Yeah, and we can hear you.
That's better, yes.
Iawn?
Yes, yeah, Lowry, could you repeat what you were saying, please?
Mi gynhalwyd cyfarfod ar ddechrau'r flwyddyn gyda'r fforwm a mae gynna ni rhaglen yn ei lle, ond wrth gwrs oedd rhaid roed seibiant ar y gwaith oherwydd y pandemig. Da ni rwan yn disgwyl am ganllaw ychwanegol gan Llywodraeth Cymru fel dwi wedi roed yn yr e-bost, a da ni yn cwrdd gyda Llywodraeth Cymru a'r swyddogion sydd yn arwain ar y cynllun hanner tymor yma. Felly y gobaith ydy fyddan ni'n ailgydio yn y cyfarfodydd, mae gynna ni gadeirydd, mae gynna ni is-gadeirydd, a mae gynna ni cynigion i'r bwrdd strategol rwan o ran yn gwaith wrth symud ymlaen. Felly dal mewn bodolaeth, dal yn fforwm cry, a dwi ddim wedi ei roi ar y rhaglen gwaith eto oherwydd o'n I ddim yn siŵr pryd fysan ni yn ailgydio'n hwn. Ond wrth gwrs mi fyddwn ni'n neud hynny. Fydd hi'n flwyddyn nesaf rwan pan fyddwn ni'n dod a fod I graffu, ond mae'r gwaith yn dal I barhau.
Can I just say that the translation service, your volume isn't high enough.
In the meantime, Jack, can I just thank Lowry for the explanation? That's great, and apologise. I haven't been receiving emails for the last couple of weeks. I've had problems with my iPad, so if Lowry did respond, I apologise that I didn't receive that, but thanks for that explanation.
Ac unrhyw gwestiwn ychwanegol sy'n deillio'r e-bost Garfield, dwi'n fwy na hapus I ateb.
Diolch yn fawr.
Right. Thank you. Right, Councillor Julie, did you? Yeah. Yeah, that's the trouble. We can hear you perfectly when you're speaking, but when you are translating, the two voices are coming through at more or less the same volume. All right. Yeah. Dr. Lowry, did you hear that? If you could.
Sorry, if I could what?
Okay. Right. If the Welsh speakers could choose French in the language box, please, the translation box. Apparently that makes the difference between the volumes. Yeah. Garfield, would you ask your question again in Welsh so we can just test the translation, please? You're on mute at the moment. Thank you.
I'll do that.
Yes.
Yeah, na i ofyn y cwestiwn eto bod fi wedi cael atab. Ia, cwestiwn oedd o ynglyn â fforwm strategol y Gymraeg mewn addysg.
No. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Could you ask it in Welsh, please, Garfield?
Iawn.
Just so we can test the translation service, please.
Siwr iawn. Okay. Ia, cwestiwn sydd gen i Dr Lowry ynglyn â gwaith y fforwm strategol y Gymraeg mewn addysg. Roedd y bwrdd yma wedi sefydlu 2 blynedd yn ôl. Ac eisiau gael gweld beth i statws.
Thank you, Garfield. That's perfect now, I believe. Yeah, is everybody happy with the translation service now?
Yeah, except for Brian, they were both translating. so we had a man and a...
Well, two's probably better than none. we could check to see whether they're translating correctly. Anyway, Councillor Julie, you want to ask a question?
Yeah, I just wanted to respond to what you were discussing there. Quickly to Garfield to say that I did send through quite a lengthy response to you, Garfield, because I know you missed the time scale in order to ask me a question directly about that today. So I did send you a response through. Sorry you didn't get that, if you're having issues with your email. And then it was just to say around the skills board that we met yesterday, some of us as the lead members on that, to discuss what that might look like going forward, Brian, because obviously with coronavirus, we're concerned as to the impact we're going to have and see over the coming months. So we want to somehow perhaps take it back to the drawing board and have a little look at what that should look like going forward, whether it's because of people who after furlough may be made redundant or change in jobs. So we're going to do that. I think we're meeting in 2 or 3 weeks time to have a proper look at what that might look like. So just to say that we are working on that in the background.
Thank you, Julie. And Councillor Gareth, you wanted to ask a question as well.
Yes, thank you, Chair. I just missed out on Dawn's introduction to this forward work programme, but I think I'm right in saying that most of this is going to be revisited, revamped. I think that was the message in terms of COVID and post-COVID. Yeah. And that is quite rightly so, because I wouldn't have expected an updated work programme at this particular stage, bearing in mind, what we've gone through. My concern is that the one aspect of the forward work programme refers to skills. And if you look at, I've tried to read the programme best I could, and it's all blank apart from to be confirmed. And I'm concerned about that because COVID or no COVID, we are about to face an economic pandemic, and we will be seeing job losses and therefore loss of skills as well. And we are quite rightly paying heed to the homeless, and that needs doing. But we're also in danger here of seeing young people ending up with no skills, no jobs, and so on. And I'm very concerned about our relationship with Coleg Llandrillo, because Coleg Llandrillo obviously has its own challenges in this day and age. And I'm very concerned that our link courses are very much up and running, and that we are very much preparing for this traumatic era of skills and lack of skills provision. We need to be talking seriously about setting up apprenticeships, even within this authority. And I'm concerned that all I've seen in that forward work programme is really a list of blanks. And I think looking back over the past 2 years, when we set up something called the Skills Strategy Board, not a lot of progress has been done as far as I can make out. I stand to be corrected. All I'm saying is that we need to address urgently the skills factor in our authorities, like all other authorities in Wales.
Yeah, totally agree, Gareth. And the first meeting that we had to cancel because of COVID, the principal of the college, he was going to come to us and discuss with us the skill and employability program. And unfortunately, we had to postpone that meeting. But I totally agree with you, and that's what we will be looking at as soon as possible. I mean, the college is just going back, isn't it? So hopefully the principal will be available to come and talk to us about exactly the things that you're concerned about, without doubt. Yeah, that should be very high on our agenda.
Thank you, Chair.
Yeah. Okay. Is everybody happy with the forward work programme? I take silence as meaning yes, you are. So we move on to item 10, which is the presentation by the Head of Education Services on how schools opened in September. I do see that Mark is with us from Gwere. Is Claire with us as well, Mark? Is she on? Yeah, is she on my other screen somewhere?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So this item obviously will take some time. So you need to obviously listen closely to what Dr. Lowry is telling us. And please, if you keep your questions to the end of her presentation, because obviously whatever you're going to ask, she may well be covering in the next sentence that she speaks. So let's allow her the time to make her full presentation first, please. Right, Dr. Lowry, over to you. Thank you.
Diolch yn fawr. Gai gadarnhau bod pawb yn gweld fy sgrin ar PowerPoint? Di pawb yn gweld yr enfys y fanna croeso nôl? Iawn, diolch.
Yes, well, I certainly can, yes.
Yeah, okay, great. Diolch. Diolch yn fawr, thank you very much. A diolch yn fawr iawn am y cyfle i gael ddod ata chi bore yma i rannu y diweddariad addysg o ran ysgolion yn agor, a hefyd diweddariad o'r gwaith sydd wedi bod yn mynd ymlaen dros yr ha. A dwi'n gwybod bod uwch swyddogion gwe hefyd, Mark a Claire, yn ymuno gyda ni heddiw i ateb unrhyw gwestiynau pellach ar ôl i mi orffen y cyflwyniad. Felly, mae gennau chydig o wybodaeth i rannu efo chi, felly na i gychwyn, a hapus iawn i gymryd cwestiynau ar ddiwedd y cyflwyniad. Felly, wrth edrych ar y dyddiadau tymor da ni wedi diwygio, nathon ni ymgynghori gyda'r holl beneithiaid, a teimlad cyffredinol oedd y byddai wythnos ychwanegol fel rhan o'r darpariaeth galw i mewn dal i fyny yn werthfawr iawn i'n disgyblion. Felly, o dan y trefniadau diwygiedig, bydd yr egwyl hanner tymor ar gyfer tymor yr Hydref yn cychwyn ar y 4 a'r 15 o Hydref ac yn gorffen ar y 10 a'r 20 o Hydref, felly pythefnos. Oherwydd bod yr ysgolion wedi agor am yr wythnos ychwanegol yn mis Gorffennaf, sef hyd at y 4 a'r 20 o Orffennaf, dyna pam y bydd y pythefnos yma yn cael ei gynnal yn tymor yr Hydref. Nathon ni ofyn am ail gysoni dyddiadau tymor yng Nghonwy, ac roedd pob ysgol yn gallu agor am y 4 wythnos i gynnig yr wythnos ychwanegol ar ddarpariaeth galw i mewn dal i fyny. A rhoddodd y 4 wythnos na hefyd gyfle gwerthfawr iawn i ni gydweithio gyda ysgolion i gwblhau yr asesiadau risg. Wrth drafod gyda fy nghyfoedion ar draws y rhanbarth, doedd o ddim yn bosib i awdurdodau eraill gau y broses yna cyn iddyn nhw dorri fyny ar gyfer yr ha. Felly rhoddodd hynny gyfle ychwanegol gwerthfawr iawn i ni orffen a cwblhau yr asesiadau risg yna cyn tymor yr Hydref. Ac wrth gwrs wedyn, peneithiaid yn cael cyfle i gael seibiant a amser i ffwrdd dros yr ha, heb orfod poeni yn orfodol bod y broses o asesu y risg heb ei orffen. Felly, yr ail agor yn mis Medi. Felly, di llun fydd yr ail agor swyddogol, sef yr 4 ar ddegfed. Cynghorwyd gyda pob clwstwr ag ysgol i gynllunio ei gweithrediad graddol ei hunan am y pythefnos cyntaf ym mis Medi, sef y pythefnos yma ydyn ni ynddo fo rwan. Roedden ni yn teimlo y gallai fod ysgolion cynradd a niferoedd mwy gymryd agwedd gwahanol a gogwydd gwahanol i rhai a niferoedd llai o ddysgwyr. Roedd pob ysgol cynradd sydd ar darpariaeth meithrin i barhau gyda'i trefniadau derbyn fesul cam, sef trefn da ni yn gyfforddus iawn ym Anghonwy, sef mae'n meithrin ni yn cael ei cyflwyno'n raddol i fewn i tymor ysgol dros gyfnod o wythnosau. Felly mae hynny yn ffordd hanesyddol da ni'n ei gymryd yma yng Nghonwy. Cynghorwyd ysgolion i ddefnyddio 2 ddiwrnod o fewn yr wythnos gyntaf fel diwrnodau cynllunio a pharatoi, a fyddai yn ychwanegol at y 6 diwrnod hyfforddiant mewn swydd. Roedden yn disgwyl i ddisgyblion fod yn bresennol ym mhob ysgol ar ryw adeg yn ystod yr wythnos gyntaf. Da ni yn ymwybodol y gallai fod gan nifer fach iawn o ysgolion cynradd heriau capacity staff, a y bydden nhw yn ail-agor mewn ffordd mwy graddedig. A mi fydden ni yn gofyn i bob ysgol weithio tuag at dychweliad llawn i bob disgybl erbyn dydd Llun, sef yr 4 ar ddegfed o Fedi. Fel canllawin ysgolion, da ni wedi rhannu syniadau mwyn cynorthwyo ysgolion i weithio tuag at dychwelyd yn llawn erbyn y 4 ar ddegfed. Ond, da ni wedi rhoi yr rhyddid hefyd iddyn nhw weithio o fewn i'w cyd-destun eu hunan i sicrhau bod o yn ddiogel a bod o yn cymryd i fewn i ystyriaeth lles y plant ag wrth gwrs y staff. Mae'r patrwm arferol o drosglwyddo i addysg ar gyfer plant blynyddoedd cynnar yng Nghonwy yn cael ei reoli fer mater o drefn dros gyfnod hirach ar ddechrau'r tymor cyntaf. Y bydd ysgolion cynradd yn gweithio i gyflawni capacity llawn erbyn dydd Llun, 4 ar ddegfed o Fedi, ar gyfer dysgwyr amser llawn, gall lleoliadau blynyddoedd cynnar ac ysgolion meithrin gymryd mwy o amser. A da ni di ymgynghori hefo'n ysgolion ar hyn, a da ni di dod i gytundeb mai dyma di'r ffordd gorau ymlaen. Felly, y gwasanaethau ddaeth i ben, ddoth y darpariaeth gofal plant brys a ddarperir i gefnogi rhieni a gofalwyr i ben ar 17 o Orffennaf tymor dwytha. Hefyd, ddoth y taliad am y lwfans prydau ysgol am ddim i ben, y taliad olaf i gyfrif banc rhieni neu ofalwyr, a wneithpwyd hynny ar y 10 ar 20 o Awst, am yr wythnos olaf ym mis Awst. O'r cyntaf o Fedi, dychwelodd y lwfans pryd ysgol am ddim yn fydd dal bwyd a gynigir i'r plant hynny sy'n gymwys i gael prydau ysgol am ddim yn yr ysgol. Daeth y darpariaeth galw i mewn dal i fyny i ben, a fel y gwyddoch, cytunodd mwyafrif awdurdodau lleol y byddai tymor yr haf yn dod i ben ar ddydd Gwener yr ail ar 15 o Orffennaf. Ond wrth gwrs, cynigwyd conwyr ddarpariaeth galw i mewn dal i fyny am 4 wythnos, felly yn cynnig wythnos ychwanegol tan yr 4 ar 20 o Orffennaf. Gan ein bod yn teimlo byddai darparu'r wythnos ychwanegol hon yn fwy buddiol i'r plant yng Nghonwy. Hyd at yr 4 ar 20 o Orffennaf, roeddem yn parhau i gael ffurflenni presenoldeb dyddiol gan ysgolion ac yn monitro ac yn adrodd yn genedlaethol ar nifer y disgyblion a'r staff a oedd yn bresennol yn gorfforol ar safleoedd ysgolion. A roedd presenoldeb dros y 4 wythnos ar gyfer y galw i mewn dal i fyny yn ffigurau cyson iawn, ac oedden ni'n falch iawn yn ysgolion gyda'r ffigurau yna. O ran diogelwch, cynhalwyd asesiad risg safle pob ysgol. Cefnogwyd ysgolion cyn y ddarpariaeth galw I mewn dal I fyny I gwblhau ei asesiadau risg safle cyn agor I ddisgyblion yn mis Mehefin. Roedd hyn hefyd yn cynnwys ymweliad safle gan y tîm iechyd a diogelwch corfforaethol. Mae adolygiad pellach o'r asesiad risg hynny wedi cael ei gynnal I ddiweddaru ar gyfer cynllunio ailagor newydd mis Medi. Mae wedi bod yn ofynnol I ysgolion ailedrych a diweddaru ei asesiadau risg safle I ystyried y risgiau ychwanegol, mwyn sicrhau bod mesurau rheoli ar waith ar gyfer dychwelyd llawn I ddisgyblion erbyn y 4 o Fedi. Cynhalwyd cyfarfodydd clwstwr gyda'r holl ysgolion I adolygu ac addasu ei asesiadau risg. Yn bresennol yn y cyfarfodydd clwstwr, roedd uwch swyddog awdurdod lleol yn bresennol, cynghorydd iechyd a diogelwch ac undebau llafur. Mae taith gerdded iechyd a diogelwch o'r safle ysgol ar y gweill I baratoi ar gyfer ailagor llawn, a mae heino yn cymryd lle dros y pythefnos yma. Mae staff iechyd a diogelwch wedi bod yn gwerthuso'r asesiadau cyfredol a dderbyniwyd gan ysgolion hyd yn hyn ac yn ymweld â'r ysgolion hynny lle mae'r ymweliadau safle yn parhau. Roedd angen cymeradwyaeth llawn yr awdurdod lleol ar gyfer yr asesiad risg, darpariaeth galw I mewn dal I fyny, ac wrth gwrs bydd angen cymeradwyaeth ychwanegol ar yr asesiadau risg i'r rhai sydd wedi cael ei diweddaru ar gyfer agoriad llawn mis Medi. A fydd hynny yn drwy'r broses ganolog hefyd. Yn ogystal â hyn, asesiad risg unigol I bob gweithwyr. Mae grŵp cynghori arbenigol wedi datblygu adnodd asesu risg Cymru gyfan i'r holl staff unigol eu cwblhau. Mae Conwy yn gorfforaethol wedi diwygio hyn I sicrhau y gall hyn ei gwblhau a'i ddefnyddio gan holl staff ysgolion Conwy. Da ni wedi gofyn i'r holl staff gwblhau'r asesiad risg yma cyn dydd Llun y 4 o Fedi, gan fod yn ddyletswydd gofal arnom ni I amddiffyn ein staff. Ar ôl ei gwblhau, bydd sgôr ar gyfer staff unigol yn cael ei bennu ac mae unrhyw rhagofalon a chamau gweithredu ar gyfer y rhai sy'n agored I niwed i'w cytuno rhwng yr aelod o staff a'i reolwr linell yr pennaeth uniongyrchol. Ar ôl cwblhau'r asesiad risg unigol, os yw'r lefel risg yn uwch na 3, cynghorwyd I reolwyr llinell I drafod hyn ymhellach gyda'r aelod staff penodol hwnnw. Ac wrth gwrs, gall gweithredoedd gynnwys amddiffyniad ychwanegol, newid arferion gwaith neu weithio adref os mae hynny'n bosib. Cyfrifoldeb y pennaeth, y rheolwr i'w gwirio bod asesiadau wedi eu cwblhau ar gyfer bob aelod o staff. O ran PP, mae pob ysgol wedi derbyn gorsafoedd glanweithio dwylo cyn gwyliau'r ha a hefyd pecynnau PP brys sydd wedi anfon I bob ysgol. Byddwn nhw'n parhau I gyflenwi ar alw gan ysgolion trwy ein proses sefydledig gofal cymdeithasol ac addysg sydd yn ganolog. Wrth gwrs, dwi'n siŵr bod chi wedi gweld yr wybodaeth ynglyn â'r masgiau Gwyneb. Y rheswm mwyaf arwyddocaol dros wisgo gorchudd Gwyneb yn yr ysgol yw yn ystod unrhyw rhyngweithio a phlant o grŵp cyswllt gwahanol. Yn ein hachos ni gwahanol grwpiau blwyddyn. Mae ysgolion wedi ailstrwythuro'r diwrnod ysgol I leihau'r rhyngweithio hwn, felly mae penaethiaid yn teimlo nad yw masgiau Wyneb yn angenrheidiol yn yr ysgol, a da ni wedi cytuno ar hynny gyda'n penaethiaid. Mae asesiad risg yr ysgol yn dangos eang o fesurau rheoli o grwpiau cyswllt maint dosbarth I ddysgwyr parthed yn yr adeilad. Yr holl ffordd drwodd I drefniadau cymhleth ar gyfer darpariaeth amser cinio ac egwyl ac yn ogystal â helendid dwylo hanfodol. Felly ni fyddwn yn gorchymyn defnyddio masgiau Gwyneb, ond byddwn nhw'n llwyr gefnogol os ydy disgyblion yn dymuno gwisgo masgiau yn wirfoddol mewn ardaloedd cymunedol. Rydym yn argymell y dylid defnyddio masgiau Wyneb os yw ysgol yn credu y bydd cymysgu rhwng dysgwyr mewn gwahanol grwpiau yn anochel gwaethaf ei holl ymdrechion a'i lliniaru o dan yr asesiad risg. Mae'n penaethiaid ni wedi gweithio yn hynod o galed I sicrhau bod nhw'n lleihau y risgau yma o fewn ei ysgolion. Profi olrhain a diogelu, cynghorwyd ysgolion I gael manylion cyswllt llawn yr holl ddisgyblion mewn grwpiau cyswllt a staff ar unwaith. Disgwylir i'r wybodaeth gynnwys yr enw llawn, cyfeiriad e-bost, rhif ffôn cartre a rhif ffôn symudol. Ar gyfer unrhyw ddysgwyr neu staff sydd naill ai ddim yn mynychu'r ysgol neu sy'n cael ei anfon adra o'r ysgol oherwydd symptomau, y disgwyl yw bod holl aelodau'r teulu yn aros gartref ac yn hunan ynysu ac yn trefnu I brawf cael ei wneud. Os yw'r prawf yn bositif, bydd angen i'r unigolyn sy'n sâl aros a hunan ynysu am nifer o ddiwrnodau sydd yn cyd-fynd gyda canllawiau Llywodraeth Cymru a Iechyd Cyhoeddus Cymru ac wrth gwrs gweddill yr aelwyd am yr cyfnod. Mae ysgolion wedi cael llythyr templed y gellid ei anfon adref gyda'r disgybl neu'r staff sydd wedi arddangos symptomau I gynghori bod gofyniad felly ei fod ef neu hi yn derbyn prawf am y firws, ac yn y cyfamser dylai holl aelodau'r teulu hunan ynysu gartref nes bod canlyniadau'r prawf yn hysbys. Mae ysgolion wedi cael gwybod os yw canlyniad y prawf yn bositif a dylai barhau I hunan ynysu, ac wrth gwrs gweddill y teulu o ddechrau'r symptomau. Derbyniwyd rhybudd Cyngor Iechyd Cyhoeddus Cymru a'i rannu gyda'r holl ysgolion o ran rheoli achosion mewn lleoliadau addysg a gofal plant. Mae taflen canllaw gwybodaeth wedi ei ddiweddaru gan Iechyd Cyhoeddus Cymru sy'n nodi'n glir yr amser a argymhellir I gadw unigolyn I ffwrdd o leoliadau oherwydd heintiau cyffredin sydd bellach yn cynnwys Covid-19 a da ni wedi rhannu'r wybodaeth yma gyda pob ysgol. O ran y profi, unwaith y bydd lleoliadau addysg yn agored I ddychweliad llawn yr holl ddisgyblion, bydd yn hanfodol sicrhau bod hyblygrwydd yn y drefn profi I ymateb I unrhyw achosion neu digwyddiadau posibl. Mae Iechyd Cyhoeddus Cymru wedi dechrau anfon citiau profi Covid-19 i'r ysgolion yn unol â chyhoeddiadau'r gweinidog addysg ym mis Gorffennaf, pan gyhoeddwyd ei bod yn bwriadu ysgolion ail-agor o fis Medi ymlaen. Mae'n ymddangos bod gwaith papur I mewn ymhecyn y citiau sydd yn esbonio sut i'w defnyddio, sef cyfarwyddiadau ynglŷn â'i defnyddio I gasglu'r samplau a cyfarwyddiadau ynglŷn â'i cofrestru. Rydym wedi cysylltu gyda'r gwasanaethau profi I gael mwy o gyfarwyddiadau ar gyfer ysgolion a da ni wedi ei derbyn. Dylid gyrru'r kit adref gyda'r disgybl fel ei bod hwy neu ei rhieni wrth gwrs yn gallu gwneud y prawf a yrru i'r labordy a mae'r cyfarwyddiadau yn y kit. Ond dydy'r profion ddim I cael i'w defnyddio yn yr ysgol. Cyfleusterau safle. Clwb brecwast. Mae ysgolion wedi cael gwybod y gallant ddefnyddio'r cyfnod rhwng y 1 Fedi a'r 14 I ymchwilio ac arbrofi gyda'r ffordd orau I gefnogi ei dysgwyr gyda'r cynllun brecwast am ddim. Efallai na fydd y ddarpariaeth brecwast am ddim ar gael yn llawn tan dydd Llun y 14 Fedi. Da ni'n gweithio'n agos gyda ysgolion I ail-ddechrau cynlluniau brecwast am ddim mewn ysgolion cynradd a dylem ystyried ail-afal mewn unrhyw ddarpariaeth brecwast arall ar ôl darpariaeth p'un a yw'r ysgol yn cynnig y ddarpariaeth hon fel rheol. O ran y gofal plant, os yw dysgwyr yn mynychu mwy nag un lleoliad, enghraifft darpariaeth ysgol a wraparound neu darpariaeth ar ôl ysgol, dylai'r dysgwyr aros yn yr un grŵp bach ar draws y ddau leoliad, lle bynnag y bo modd. Lle na fydd hyn yn bosibl, dylant aros mewn grwpiau bach cyson yn y ddau leoliad. Lle mae angen I ddysgwyr fynychu mwy na un lleoliad, bydd angen I rieni, gofalwyr, ysgolion a lleoliadau drafod y risgiau hyn ac ystyried sut i'w rheoli. O ran casglu prydau ysgol am ddim, o'r 1 Fedi bydd disgyblion sydd â hawl i brydau ysgol a ddim yn dychwelyd yn ôl i gael pryd ysgol am ddim yn ei hysgol gartref ddynodedig. Os nad yw disgyblion yn mynychu'r ysgol ar unrhyw ddiwrnod yn arwain at y 40 o Fedi, gall ddisgyblion sy'n gymwys i gael eu pryd am ddim eu casglu o'i ysgol cartref. Ond bydd gwasanaethau arlwyo ysgolion yn weithredol, wel maen nhw wedi bod yn weithredol ers y 1 o Fedi, a mae'r trefniadau ar draws pob ysgol yn amrywio yn ôl y safle. O ran yr addysgu a dysgu, a dwi'n siŵr bydd Mark a Claire yn gallu ateb unrhyw gwestiwn sydd gennych chi ar ddiwedd y cyflwyniad ynglyn â hwn. Mae pob ysgol unigol yn ystyried ymarferoldeb a pha ffyrdd amgen sydd yna o asesu a darparu adborth i ddisgyblion. Posibilrwydd arall y mae ysgolion yn ei ystyried yw gadael cyfnod deori 24 awr rhwng cyflwyno'r llyfrau i'w marcio a'r marcio gwirioneddol sy'n digwydd, a chyfnod tebyg o 24 awr cyn rhoi llyfrau yn ôl i ddysgwyr. Agwedd at ddysgu, cynghorwyd ysgolion i ddatblygu dull o ddysgu sy'n ddigon hyblyg i addasu i wahanol senarios, a chyfanswm gwahanol o ddysgu a dysgu yn yr ysgol a dysgu gartref neu rhywle arall. O ran gweithgareddau'r ha, dyranwyd cyllid Llywodraeth Cymru ar gyfer gweithgareddau ha i blant a phobl ifanc o ardaloedd am ddifadedd economaidd. Roedd yr rhain yn darparu gweithgareddau ymgysylltu a chyfoethogi, a oedd yn helpu plant a phobl ifanc i gymryd rhan o ardaloedd difrieintiedig i ail ymgysylltu ag addysg. Roedd ystod eang o weithgareddau ar gael o gerddoriaeth, celf neu grefftau. Presenoldeb ar sawl safle, disgyblion sy'n mynychu darpariaeth adnoddau dysgu, darpariaeth prw a chyrsiau cydweithredol a'i hysgol gartref. Bydd y trefniadau'n dychwelyd yn ôl i'r arferol ym mis Medi, gyda'r mesurau ar ei symud rhwng y ddau leoliad, fel y byddent fel rhan o'r trefn arferol. Os yw disgyblion yn symud rhwng dau leoliad, gallwn sicrhau y glynir wrth yr holl ganllawiau celendi perthnasol yn unol ar asesiad risg sydd wedi dogfennu ar y safle. Cefnogaeth gan trac yn ystod cae ysgolion. Ar gyfer taledd, gwnaeth 176 o alwadau mewn wythnos, ac roedd 146 yn alwadau llwyddiannus, sef 83%. Cyflwynodd y tîm ymyrraeth wyneb yn wyneb hefyd gan ddefnyddio Teams. Adroddodd ysgolion pa mor hapus yr oeddent wedi bod gyda'r cefnogaeth trac yn ystod y cyfnod clo. Y cyllid grant rhaglen cyflymu, yr cyn ac ar ôl 16. Rydym wedi derbyn hysbysiad o gyllid ychwanegol i fodloni gofynion y rhaglen recriwtio, adfer codi safonau cyflymu dysgu, fel y cyhoeddwyd gan y Gweinidog Addysg ar y 9 o Orffennaf. Yn ystod yr argyfwng, daeth yn amlwg wrth gwrs nad yw llawer o ddysgwyr wedi symud ymlaen cymaint ag y gallant o ran eu cynnydd mewn dysgu. Mae rhai dysgwyr wedi cael eu effeithio'n fwy difrifol nag eraill. Felly mae'r cyllid hwn, sef y 29 miliwn, yn galluogi buddsoddiadau mewn ysgolion, i'w galluogi i recriwtio a defnyddio gallu dynol ychwanegol i gynorthwyo dysgwyr i fynd i'r afael a'i anghenion yn dilyn ar gyfwng yr Covid-19 a chyfnod cae ysgolion. Felly prif bwrpas y cyllid yw galluogi buddsoddiad mewn ysgolion, i'w galluogi i recriwtio a defnyddio gallu dynol ychwanegol. Da ni yn cydweithio gyda GWE yn agos ag ysgolion i sicrhau bod y cyllid yn cael i'w defnyddio mewn dull penodol lle bydd yr ysgolion yn elwa o'r cynnig yma. Chydig o wybodaeth ychwanegol i chi o ran diogelu diogelu, mae'r awdurdod lleol wedi paratoi dogfen diogelu i bob ysgol i arwain trafodaethau gyda'i staff yn ystod y diwrnodau paratoi ar ddechrau Medi. Mae'r dogfennau a pholisïau diogelu wedi'w diweddaru ac wedi'w cynnwys a'i rhannu gyda'r holl ysgolion. Bydd diogelu ein holl ddisgyblion yn uchel ar ein blaenoriaethau wrth i ysgolion ail-agor yn llawn. Derbynwyd rhybudd hysbysiad dros dro gan Llywodraeth Cymru y byddent yn cyhoeddi bod ni'n gallu newid amseroedd sesiynau ysgol. Mae'r rhybudd yma, mi ddaeth i rym ar y cyntaf o Fedi, a bydd yn caniatáu'n ysgolion ac wrth gwrs ni fel awdurdod lleol i wneud newidiadau i'n amseroedd dechrau a gorffen diwrnod ysgol pan bydd pob dysgwyr yn dychwelyd yn y tymor newydd. Dim ond newidiadau i amseroedd sesiynau a wneir oherwydd nifer yr achosion o coronavirus y bydd yr addasiad dros dro hyn yn berthnasol, ac ni fydd unrhyw newidiadau a wneir tra bod rhybudd yn effeithiol yn barhaol wrth gwrs. Categoreiddio ysgol, da ni yn falch o gyhoeddi bod system categoreiddio ysgolion wedi'w atal am eleni. Bydd hyn yn newyddion croesawgar gan y bydd yn caniatáu ysgolion ganolbwyntio ar lles plant a staff fel ei gilydd wrth iddynt ddechrau gwneud paratoadau ar gyfer y tymor nesaf yma. O ran anghenion dysgu ychwanegol a'n dysgwyr bregus, mae'r tîm anghenion dysgu ychwanegol yn bwriadu parhau i ddarparu cefnogaeth o bell lle bynnag y bo modd mwyn lleihau'r pwysau ar ysgolion o ran ymweliadau safle a nifer y staff allanol ar safle'r ysgol. Fodd bynnag bydd y tîm yn cynnal ymweliadau, asesiadau, ymyriadau ac ati wyneb yn wyneb lle bynnag y bo modd yn unol ac anllawiau Llywodraeth Cymru. Rydyn nhw yn wybodol y bydd ysgolion yn wahanol yn ei gallu i ganiatáu darparu cymorth arbenigol ar y safle, a byddwn nhw'n sicrhau na fydd safon y ddarpariaeth yn cael ei chyfaddawdu gan y dull cyflwyno. Dosbarthwyd conllawiau Llywodraeth Cymru ar gyfer cefnogi dysgwyr bregus a difreintiedig i bob ysgol sy'n darparu cyngor ac yn gosod disgwyliadau mewn perthynas a chefnogaeth i dysgwyr bregus a difreintiedig ar gyfer ystod o senarios. Mae'r newid yn y cyngor yn golygu o'r 11 ar 15 o Awst y gall pobl yn y grŵp amddiffyn fynd i'r gwaith. Cynghorwyd y rhai a oedd yn cysgodi i gwblhau'r asesiad risg unigol mwyn paratoi ar gyfer dychwelyd i'r ysgol ym mis Medi. Bydd hyn yn sicrhau bod y camau priodol nesaf yn cael eu cymryd i liniaru unrhyw risgiau a chefnogi'r unigolion dan sylw. Trefnir ymgynghoriad ar pennaeth rheolwyr llinell i adolygu ymhellach. Cludiant sydd wedi bod yn dipyn o her i ni fel awdurdod lleol ac hefyd i ysgolion yn sgil y canllawiau a ddaeth yn eitha hwyr atom ym mis Awst. Lles a diogelwch ein dysgwyr yw ein blaenoriaeth a gwneir popeth i ddarparu gwasanaeth arferol lle bo modd i ardaloedd gwledig a threfol. Bydd mesurau diogelwch ychwanegol yn cael eu rhoi ar waith yn unol â'r canllawiau, megis argymhelliad cryf i wisgo gorchuddion gwyneb, glanweithdra dwylo ar gludiant ysgol, mannau eistedd grwpiau blwyddyn penodedig lle bo modd, a chod ymddygiad, dim goddefgarwch. A nogi rieni o hyd lle bo modd i gludo eu plant i'r ysgol. Nid oes gofyniad cyfreithiol i wisgo gorchudd gwyneb ar gludiant penodedig o'r cartref i'r ysgol. Fodd bynnag yng Nghonwy argymhellir y dylai disgyblion wisgo gorchudd gwyneb tra'n defnyddio cludiant i'r ysgol. A rydym yn penderfynu gwneud yr argymhelliad hwn oherwydd mae'n amhosibl gwahanu grwpiau o ddysgwyr yn gyfan gwbl ar gludiant i'r ysgol. Mae'n amhosib hefyd cynnal pellter o 2 fetr rhwng disgyblion ar gludiant i'r ysgol. Mae ein cwestiynau cyffredin i rieni a gofalwyr Conwy wedi'w ddiweddaru o dan yr adran drafnidiaeth yn unol â'r canllawiau trafnidiaeth. Canlyniadau arholiadau. Ar ddiwrnod canlyniadau safon uwch, nododd ysgolion ganlyniadau anghywir oherwydd y model safoni cenedlaethol. Croesawyd yn gynnes y cyhoeddiad gan y Gweinidog Addysg yng Nghymru y byddai lefel A a S TGAU at is-ysgrif her sgiliau a graddau baccaloriaeth Cymru yng Nghymru yn cael ei dyfarnu ar sail graddau asesu canolfannau. Roeddem yn teimlo bod hyn er lles gorau ein bobl ifanc sydd wedi bod yn hynod bryderus ac yn ansicr o'i dyfodol. Hoffen ddiolch yn ddiffyant i'r grŵp gweithredol uwchradd rhanbarthol a'n holl benaethiaid uwchradd am ddarparu gwybodaeth hanfodol ar lefel ysgolion a disgyblion i liwio ein cyfathrebu â Llywodraeth Cymru, Cymwystera Cymru a CBAC. Derbyniodd ysgolion y graddau safon uwch a S a lefel A diwygiedig yn seiliedig ar raddau a aseswyd gan ganolfannau neu raddau wedi'w cyfrifo pa un bynnag oedd yr uchaf. Roedd goblygiadau i ddysgwyr a'i lleoedd mewn prifysgolion ac mae ysgolion wedi gweithio'n galed i'w cefnogi. Derbyniodd y dysgwyr eu canlyniadau TGAU a roedd hefyd yn seiliedig ar raddau a aseswyd gan ganolfannau neu raddau wedi'w cyfrifo pa un bynnag oedd yr uchaf. Cyhoeddwodd BTEC y dylai ysgolion gynnal y canlyniadau a dderbyniwyd eisoes gan fod angen ei diwygio yn unol ar broses ar defnyddir ar gyfer TGAU a lefel A. Cafodd pob ysgol cyn diwrnodau canlyniadau ei rhybuddio ymlaen llaw a dywedasant y byddent yn derbyn ymholiadau yn y wasg ynghylch canlyniadau ac aroliadau, ac roeddem wedi'w cynghori'n ofalus sut i gyfathrebu'n effeithiol a cheisiadau o'r fath, a wedi darparu model iddynt ddefnyddio wrth ymateb i'r ceisiadau yma. Mae cyfathrebu cyson rhagorol wedi bod ar waith drwyddi draw. Mae swyddogion awdurdod lleol wedi bod yn cyfathrebu'n rheolaidd gyda ysgolion drwy gydol y cyfnod o ansicrwydd. Roedd cyfarfodydd cynllunio'r ffrwd waith yn cael ei cynnal gyda uwch swyddogion awdurdod lleol yn gyson 4 gwaith yr wythnos. Mae cyfarfodydd rhithiwr o bell wythnosol wedi digwydd drwy dimau o leiaf unwaith yr wythnos. Yn aml 2 waith yr wythnos yn dibynnu ar y newidiadau a'r cymorth oedd ei angen yn yr ysgolion. Rhanwyd papurau briffio wythnosol a dogfennau gyda ysgolion, gyda canllawiau a dogfennau i'w cefnogi. Llunwyd tudalen aelodaeth tîm mwyn i bob pennaeth cael mynediad canolog i'r holl ddogfennau, ffurflenni ategol a canllawiau. Creuwyd mewnflwch e-bost generig cyngor ysgol mwyn i ysgolion gyfathrebu a chodi unrhyw gwestiwn gyda'r awdurdod lleol. Roedd y mewnflwch hwn yn weithredol a gwnaed ymatebion bob dydd. Mae mewnflwch cyngor yr ysgol wedi bod yn ddefnyddiol iawn i ysgolion gan ei bod yn teimlo bod yr amser ymateb yn drosiant cyflym. Cafodd y blwch post ei fonitro dros y penwythnosau hefyd cyn gwyliau ha. Cynhyrchwyd cwestiynau cyffredin ar dudalen y timau ar gyfer bob ysgol, lle gallant gael gafal ar unrhyw gymorth ac ateb i gwestiynau perthnasol fel bo angen. Gwelsom bod y cwestiynau a ddaeth i mewn gan ysgolion yn ailadroddus a'i bod yn rhagweld y byddai'r dudalen hon ac ateb yn ddefnyddiol i gefnogi ysgolion. Roedd hon yn ddogfen fyw a oedd yn cael ei ddiweddaru'n rheolaidd ac wrth gwrs da ni yn parhau i wneud hyn. Paratoed cwestiynau cyffredinol ychwanegol hefyd ac roedd ar gael i rieni a gofalwyr trwy gwefan Conwy. Cwestiynau cyffredin ysgolion ar gyfer y ddarpariaeth galw i mewn dal i fyny, i ddechrau. Datblygwyd cwestiynau cyffredin pellach i gefnogi ail-agor ysgolion ar gyfer mis Medi, sy'n dal yn fyw ar wefan Conwy ar hyn o bryd ac sydd yn gwbl hygyrch i rieni a gofalwyr. A swn i yn gofyn i chi fynd i edrych hefyd ar y ddogfen yna. Mae o yn ddogfen hawdd iawn i gael mynediad iddo ac yn un gwerthfawr iawn o ran diweddaru rhieni a gofalwyr. Datblygodd swyddogion canolfan adnoddau ar dimau Microsoft gyda'i cysylltiadau, adnoddau a syniadau ar gyfer ysgolion, felly o ran lles a i gefnogi lles disgyblion. Y nod oedd rhannu'r tîm hwn gyda'r holl arweinwyr iechyd a lles ym mhob ysgol gynradd. Mae'r adnoddau sydd ar gael o dan penawdau canlynol, bwyd a ffitrwydd, iechyd a lles meddyliol ac emosiynol, datblygiad personol a perthnasoedd, defnyddio a chamddefnyddio sylweddau, yr amgylchedd, diogelwch a hylendid. Hefyd, roedd tudalen wedi'w cynllunio ar gyfer lles staff, gyda dolenni i amrywiaeth eang o adnoddau i gefnogi staff yr ysgol. Mae'r cyfwerth uwchradd yn fwy datblygiedig gan fod tîm Siern eisoes wedi datblygu. Mae mynediad i'r tîm hwn hefyd drwy hwb. Felly gloi a dyma yr casgliad. Byddwn nhw'n parhau i weithio'n agos gyda ysgolion i adolygu a diweddaru'r asesiadau risg mewn ymateb i ddatblygiadau sy'n gysylltiedig â Covid-19. Rydym yn hyderus bod ysgolion wedi lliniaru yn erbyn yr holl risgiau a nodwyd mwyn galluogi dysgwyr i ddychwelyd i'r ysgol yn ddiogel. Credaf fod dull gweithredu cadarn wedi bod drwy gydol y cyfnod, iddo gael ei gyflwyno'n raddol gyda heriau a gweithio'n gyflym tuag at newidiadau mewn canllawiau. Mae'r tîm addysg wedi cydweithio ag ysgolion, llywodraethwyr, gwe ac aelodau etholedig i sicrhau cyfathrebu trylwyr a rheolau drwyddi draw. Rwy'n hynod o falch o ddweud bod pawb wedi rhoi 100% os nad fwy, a dwi'n falch iawn i ddweud mae'r ffocws cyson drwyddi draw i'r disgyblion a gwneud ein gorau drostynt. Ar ôl datblygu protocolau clir dros y misoedd dwytha, rwy'n hyderus iawn am ein cynllun cymorth i ysgolion mwyn delio gyda unrhyw newidiadau na ellir eu rhagweld yn y dyfodol agos. Diolch yn fawr.
Yeah, thank you very much indeed, Lowry, for a comprehensive report on where we're up to. Mark or Claire, do you want to add anything from a GWER perspective to what Lowry has said?
Thank you, Jen. Thank you, members. Just to reiterate what Lowry explained there about the partnership work between everybody. It's been absolutely fantastic. Obviously, it's been a very strange period of time, and some of our regular work has been tested to its limits, and we've had to adapt and be very flexible in adapting quickly to the needs of the school. I want to reiterate as well what Lowry said there about the focus has been on well-being, especially the children and the parents, staff, and our work aligned with that as well. Very welcome to ask any questions regarding the next step. We're kind of entering a third phase now of our work, looking at what the new normal could be like. That phrase has been used a lot by Welsh Government and the Minister, the new normal. There was an expectation that the new normal would start the day the children return to school, but I think there's a realisation that the new normal is perhaps months away, perhaps even years away, and it's preparing towards what that will look like now. So very happy to answer any questions on that as we move through the meeting. Thank you, Chair.
Yeah, Claire, do you want to add anything?
Ie, ga i hefyd ategu fydniolch i bawb am y gefnogaeth a'r cydweithio sydd wedi digwydd er lle sy'n ysgolion ac ar gyfer y disgyblion hefyd. Ac Lowry'n cyfeirio at yr arholiadau bod wrth gwrs yr uwchradd mae'r ysgolion y pennaethiaid wedi bod o dan pwysau mawr yn ystod y cyfnod canlyniadau, yn wedi gadwrno'r canlyniadau lefel A ac yr effaith hynny wedyn ar y dysgwyr ac ar eu teuluoedd nhw. A jyst eto diolch yn fawr iawn i'r ysgolion am rannu y gwybodaeth o ran yr anghysondeb gyda ni, fel bod hwnna wedi galluogi yr awdurdod o ran Lowry wedi bod yn rhan, a dwi'n gwybod y cynghorydd Julie Fallon hefyd a gyda GWE, fel bod ni'n gallu defnyddio'r wybodaeth yno i rannu gyda Cymwystera Cymru, Cybac, Llywodraeth Cymru, ac wedi gallu gweithredu'n sydyn, fel bod yna newid yn y penderfyniad wedi bod. Felly diolch yn fawr.
Thank you, Claire. Thank you. Right, Councillor Gareth Jones, you have a A question, a comment? There we are.
Na ni.
Yeah,
Wel,
go. Yeah.
diolch yn iawn cadeirydd, a gai ddiolch yn ddiffynt iawn I Dr Lawri Brown am adroddiad mor drylwyr a chynhwysfawr. A mae'n amlwg bod yna diolch arbennig I tîm Addysg Conwy. Mae'r hyn da chi wedi I gyflawni yn wych I ddeud y gwir, ac dwi'n gwybod bod chi wedi rhoi pob sylw sydd oedd I angen yn yr sefyllfa yma sydd mor heriol. Mae yna un o ddau sylwadau hoffwn ni ei wneud. Lawri, ydych chi'n cyfeirio at gweithio rhwng ysgolion aml safle. Dwi'n mawr obeithio hefyd bod yr cysylltiadau rhwng ysgolion ni a Coleg Addysg Bellach Llanrheitho, enghraifft, bod hwnnw'n mynd rhagddo yn iawn a bod yna ddim problemau gyfeller am yr cyrsiau link yna yn y cwestiwn. Mae yna un pwynt arall, oeddech chi'n sôn am llanast mewn ffordd sydd wedi digwydd efo'r aroliadau'r canlyniadau flwyddyn yma, ac wrth gwrs y bwriad ydy osgoi unrhyw sefyllfa o'r fath flwyddyn nesaf. Ac mae hwnna yn o'i hun yn heriol hefyd, ond dwi'n mawr obeithio bod yn swyddogion ni gan gynnwys o tîm addysg Conwy a gwe wrth gwrs, yn rhan anatod o baratoi ar gyfer y system arholi flwyddyn nesaf, a bod o ddim yn cael ei adael I weision sifil tu hwnt i'r llenni rhywle lawr yng Nghaerdydd neu yn San Steffan. Mae angen i'r rhai sydd yn ymwneud ag addysg ar y llawr fel tai gael ei mewnbwn yn y math yma asesu, ac os ar ddiwedd y daith, be ddigwyddodd wrth gwrs, bod rhaid troi wedyn at yr athro yn y dosbarth a dehongliad yr athro ac asesiad yr athro, a mae hwnna'n dal yr un mor bwysig. Dwi'n derbyn bod angen rhywfaint o safoni rhwng ysgolion, rhwng gwahanol athrawon hyd yn oed, ond ar ddiwedd y daith, mae'r rhaid I ni gael mwy o barch a gymddiriaeth llawer iawn mwy yn staff ni, yn ysgolion ni. Gai, un pwynt arall cadeirydd, os gai, bersonol ydw I yn credu'r cry iawn yn y gorchydd wyneb yn y masgs. Ac dwi ddim yn meddwl bod ni yn cymryd hyn o ddifri yng Nghymru pan da chi'n trin a trafod efo bobl sydd wedi dod ato ni o Lloegr, enghraifft. Mae yna lawer iawn mwy o bwyslais ar y masgiau yna. Ac y pryder sydd gyda I ydy, gyda I ddim darlun llawn o pa bwysau ariannol sydd ar yn ysgolion ni yn yr argyfwng yma, ond fy nealltwriaeth I ydy, i'r penderfyniad gael ei wneud I fod y masgiau yn y gorchydd wyneb yn wirfoddol, bod hyn wedi wneud cyn cyhoeddiad Kirsty Williams I roi rhagor o arian, 2 filiwn neu beth bynnag oedd o, i'n ysgolion ar gyfer y masgiau yma. Ac dwi gyda tystiolaeth bod y penderfyniad I wneud masgiau yn wirfoddol yng Nghonwy wedi cael ei wneud oherwydd bod yna ddim digon arian ar gyfer, a bydda hyn yn gostus. Wel, rwan, ydy posib I chi ail ystyried, ail ymweld â'r penderfyniad yna yn sgil y cyhoeddiad diweddara yma gan Kirsty Williams. Ydy dod yn hwyr, wrth gwrs, o llawer iawn o bethau, ond dwi yn meddwl bod hwn yn elfen holl bwysig, a dwi ddim yn cytuno 100% efo'r elfen wirfoddol yn hyn o beth a cefnogi'r rheini sy'n dymuno. Mae eisiau llawer mwy o bositifrwydd yn hyn o beth, ac swn i'n mawr obeithio efallai ar tîm addysg yn ail ystyried y sefyllfa yma oherwydd y datganiad diweddara yma gan y gweinidog addysg. Diolch. Diolch cadeirydd.
Thank you, Gareth. Thank you. Yes. Do you want to comment, Lawri?
Yeah, okay. I'll make a comment. Ynglyn â'r rhaglen link, cynghorydd Gareth, mae'r rhaglen link yn parhau. Wrth gwrs, mae yna addasiadau wedi cael ei wneud o ran trafnidiaeth, ond mae gennym ni swyddog yn arwain ar y cyfathrebiaeth yna ag ar y cyrsiau sydd yn parhau ar gyfer y disgyblion sydd yn rhan o'r rhaglen link. O ran aroliadau, mae yna adolygiad annibynnol yn cymeryd lle I sicrhau na fydd yr un llanast yn bodoli y flwyddyn nesaf. A dwi'n siŵr ella fydd Clare yn gallu cynnig mwy o wybodaeth ar hynny. Da ni fel bwrdd rheoli gwe ar draws yr rhanbarth wedi bod yn gweithio'n galed i gasglu gwybodaeth annibynnol gan yn ysgolion ni mwyn rhoi hwn ger bron Llywodraeth Cymru, gan ein bod ni wedi bod yn hynod o bryderus am y broses. Felly mae yna adolygiad annibynnol a mi fyddwn ni yn parhau i fod mewn cysylltiad gyda Cymwystera Cymru, CBAC a Llywodraeth Cymru ar hyn. Claire, dwi'n yn siŵr os o beth ychwanegol ti eisiau ategu fanna?
Na, o ran yr adolygiad...
If you would, Claire, yeah.
Sorry, o ran yr adolygiad annibynnol, does gennym ni byd yn ychwanegol i ddweud beth oedd Lowri, da ni hefyd yn cydweithio gyda'r bwrdd rheoli hefyd wedi ceisio lliwio falle y ffocws yr adolygiad yno, ond da ni dal yn aros am fwy o wybodaeth gan Llywodraeth Cymru a mae Kirsty Williams wedi cyhoeddi ei bod ni eisiau disgwyl cael adroddiad interim erbyn mis Hydref a wedyn adroddiad llawn erbyn diwedd y flwyddyn. Ond o ran cefnogaeth ni yn gwe rwan tuag at yr ysgolion uwchradd, wrth gwrs mae blwyddyn 11 a'r chweched dosbarth eleni, mae nhw wedi colli 6 mis o fod yn ysgol ac mae'n cefnogaeth ni wan wedi bod yn rhoi ffocws ar gefnogi ysgolion mwyn gallu cefnogi'r dysgwyr yno. Ac yr wythnos ola tymor, y 4 wythnos Conwy, fe gafwyd cadarnhad gan CBAC bod yna newidiadau i fanoledfa pynciau yn Tygau a Safon Uwch. A mae yna leihad yn y cynnwys ar gyfer pynciau. Chydig bach o gefnogaeth ac yn helpu ysgolion, ond mae yna dal pwysau ar ran yr amser yna hefyd, felly dyna beth yw'r ffocws y cefnogaeth ni rwan gyda'r ysgolion.
Thank you, Claire.
Diolch, Claire. A wedyn ar y pwynt ola ynglyn â mygydau, dwi'n gallu cadarnhau nad arian oedd yn gyrru yr agenda yma, a dwi eisiau cadarnhau hynny. Ymgynghorwyd gyda ein penaethiaid, ymgynghorwyd yn genedlaethol i gael gweld be oedd stans awdurdodau lleol eraill, a cytunwyd gyda'n penaethiaid uwchradd rhan amla oherwydd yr ystod oedran, bod nhw wedi gallu lliniaru yn erbyn y risgiau ddigon nad oeddent yn teimlo bod mygydau yn hanfodol. Ond wrth gwrs, os oedd plentyn disgybl eisiau defnyddio mwgwd yn yr ysgol, fysa ni ddim yn rhwystro rhwg a gwneud hynny. Mae'r asesiad risg yn ddogfen byw. Os ydy ysgolion eisiau ail-asesu, mae nhw'n gallu dod i gasgliad gwahanol. Ond nathon ni gymryd y canllaw cenedlaethol, nathon ni rannu fo hefo'n penaethiaid ni yn ysbryd ymgynghori, a mi nathon ni ddod i benderfyniad ar y cyd bod y broses o asesu'n risgiau ni yng Nghonwy wedi bod yn mor trwyadl ar y pryd rwan oedd o ddim yn hanfodol i ni wneud, i ni orfodi bobl a disgyblion ni wisgo mygydau.
Thank you, Lowri.
Diolch Cadeirydd, jyst dod yn ôl fyr. Ia, wel, dwi'n derbyn mae Lowri yn dweud, mae genna i dystiolaeth sy'n chydig bach yn wahanol a ddim i ddadla ynghylch hynny amser a ddengis gyfellan yma gyda yn y cwestiwn. Yr unig beth arall, dyn ni falch iawn o glywed be Claire yn ei rannu hefo ni hefyd, a dwi'n mawr obeithio Cadeirydd y chi o fewn beth bynnag fydda yn rhesymol ran amser, bydda ni fel corff fel Pwyllgor yn derbyn adroddiad ar yr hyn sydd yn digwydd gyfellan yma asesu perfformiadau yn disgyblion ni, yn dysgwyr ni yn y cwestiwn, a bod ni yn derbyn hynny'n rheolaidd, achos mae rai ni gadw golwg ar hwn. Mae o'n faes arbennig o bwysig i'n dysgwyr ni sy'n mynd drwy'r system ar hyn o bryd.
You're absolutely right, Gareth. I've got actually written on my piece of paper here to ask Claire about the current year 11 and 13 pupils, because you know they're the real worry now, rather than the ones that have just gone through the system. And to hear that it's going to be perhaps so much later in this year before we find a solution, is a concern, because these youngsters will be worried as to how they are going to be assessed.
Yeah.
Sorry, Lowry, you wanted to come in.
Yeah, thank you. Cynghorydd Gareth, swn i'n fwy na hapus i edrych ar y tystiolaeth yma. Os fedrwch chi yrru hwnna i mi ar e-bost, swn i'n gwerthfawrogi i ystyried, achos dwi'n meddwl bod hwn yn fater pwysig, a da ni wedi ymgynghori'n llwyr gyda'n penaethiaid uwchradd. Felly swn i'n gwerthfawrogi hynny. Diolch.
Mi na i hynny. Dwi yn derbyn bod hwn yn fater pwysig. Ond ydy Gweinidog Cymru ddim yn rhoi 2 filiwn o bunna fatha rhywbeth fel yna. Mae yna rhywbeth wedi achosi i wneud y penderfyniad yna dwi'n drio ddeud. Ac hyd yn oed pan da chi yn cyfarfod yn reolaidd efo penaethiad ag ati, efallai bod ni ddim yn cael y neges cywir, mae'n anodd mewn cyfarfodydd o'r fath. Ond efo barn bersonol di hon dwi'n cydnabod, ella bod hi braidd yn amresymol, ond dwi ddim yn meddwl bod ffordd mae Cymru yn mynd o'i cwmpas efo'r gorchydd wyneb ac yn y blaen, bod o mor ffordd ora, ac yn sicr mae yna wledydd eraill tu fewn i Brydain yn mynd i gyfeiriad gwahanol. Felly allwn ni ddim deud i stan ôl a deud na, mae hwn yn glir, felly dwi yn sicr ddim yn un o'r rheini. Ond mi gai air pellach efo Lowry os gai ynghylch hynny, ac ysyn ni'n gwerthfawrogi'r cyfle.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Gareth. Thank you. Councillor Julie, you wanted to make a comment?
Yes, thank you. Firstly, can I say thank you to Lowry and to all the team who have worked incredibly hard, and I'm sure you'll see from the presentation just how much work has gone into that, and obviously to every member of staff within our schools as well. Just around the exams for next summer, I have a meeting tomorrow with the WLGA and all the education portfolio holders from across Wales specifically to talk around this. And to look at what we're going to do to plan and to push. And as Gareth rightly said, to ensure that it isn't civil servants that are left making the decision, that it's actually the people who work within education who understand what is the most appropriate way forward that get to influence what that looks like. And I just wanted to echo really what Lowry said. I think it's important that we don't put out messages that are incorrect, Gareth. I think to suggest that a decision taken around the safety of our children was made around budgets is an unfair comment to make, when actually, as Lowry said, clearly what we did was spoke to all of our secondary head teachers to ask them what they felt was the most appropriate course of action. And having been and visited the schools and seen exactly what's been put in place, you know, it really is very, very good to see that we have the bubbles, we have the staggered start and finish time, staggered lunches. So children really are in their year bubbles. And I think that's a much better approach. As a parent of a child in year 11, the thought of him being in, I've spoken to a number of his friends, how they would feel about wearing a face mask. And I think it would be a huge distraction when they need to just get on with what they're doing. So providing we carry on with what's in place, the risk assessments, our head teachers are telling us exactly what they feel is appropriate. And I support the approach that they've taken. I think where students feel that they want to wear face masks, they can do. Whereas for the rest of them, they are in the bubble and able to communicate. It's incredibly difficult, and I'm sure you will have seen as well, when you have had to wear the face mask or someone's wearing it, to understand what someone's saying. So imagine a teacher teaching a class with their face covered. It would be really difficult for students to understand that, and equally for the students coming back. So I think this is the measured, sensible approach, and I support what was done.
Right. Thank you, Julie. Councillor Anne, you have a question, comment?
Yeah, thanks, Chair. A couple of things. I mean, I think this morning has been a very detailed presentation, and quite rightly, around the whole housekeeping, health and safety, sort of well-being agenda. And I think both, you know, the LA and GWE, and indeed, more importantly, our teachers, parents and kids have done a huge amount of work actually to get us to the situation that we're in. But as we know, obviously, the pandemic is not by any means done with us. And I think we can see from yesterday in Bangor and obviously previous weeks in Scotland that there's going to be lots of further interruptions to how our kids learn. So one sort of question I'd probably ask is, how are we, if we are doing this locally, taking the learning from these other local authorities and these other schools where obviously the problem is now starting to appear, and obviously presumably will accelerate. But the bigger question for me, and it's more of a request really, I mean, I'm conscious that in this last academic year, pupils have probably lost 40% of their time, their quality time in school. And obviously we've tried to make the best of that. And yet again, here we are in this new academic year, and we've lost these first 2 weeks because they're settling in, aren't they? And indeed the teachers now are going to be having another extra week in October, and they deserve it. Why don't they? So, the time and the interruption factor is quite considerable. So my request really is for GWE, really. I mean, as an authority and as 6 local authorities in North Wales, we invest heavily and work in partnership with GWE to drive improvement in the learning of our pupils. So I probably would really like to see, perhaps at our next meeting, that we have an equally detailed plan, probably on 2 phases, but one for secondary and one for primary, in terms of what is our strategic plan now to accelerate learning given what's happened. Because patently, what was in the plan previously just is no longer appropriate, and we have to really look at what we're doing. So the detail of learning is the bit that's really important for me now. I think this morning has provided quite a lot of assurance on the well-being and risk assessment sort of process, but it's about what's our strategic plan to accelerate learning in this new academic year. And, we've talked about some critical years in secondary, but, year 6 in primary is absolutely critical, because unless we really invest in year 6, when they hit the ground running for year 7 in secondary, it can be a make or break time in my experience. So a plea for me, I'm not a member of this committee, but, as a member of this authority, and indeed a chair of a school in this authority, I'm really keen to see the detail of what is our strategic plan to accelerate learning. And I don't think it's a question just for today. I think it's a bit of a presentation. Thanks, Brian.
Yeah, thank you, Councillor Anne. Yeah, I've made a note of what you've said, and yeah, I'll take that up.
Good.
Councillor Garfield, you have a question or comment?
Diolch yn fawr, Cadeirydd. Y cwestiwn sgen i, mi wnaeth Dr Lowry gyfeirio at y ffaith fod cyfrifiadau ddysgiadol falle di llithro peth amser. Mae adroddiadau'n dangos falle bod plant neu disgyblion hŷn falle rhyw 3 mis ar ôl y cyrf bellach yn herma dysgu. Gynnau gwestiwn penodol am y Gymraeg, achos dystiolaeth hefyd yn dangos falle bod y Gymraeg di llithro fwy fyth, yn enwedig disgyblion o gartrefi di Gymraeg neu deuluoedd cymysg yn ieithyddol. Oes na fwriad i drio asesu lle da ni arni rwan o ran y Gymraeg, a be fydd y cynlluniau i drio dal i fyny? Mae gynnon ni WESP oedd yn uchelgeisiol iawn, mi gafodd Lowry i llongyfarch 2 flynedd yn ôl am fod mor uchelgeisiol. Ond pa fesurs yna i le i drio gweld lle mae'r disgyblion lle mae'r Gymraeg yn bwysig iddyn nhw yn mynd i ddal i fyny rwan, yng nghanol y gwaith dal i fyny sef o pynciau eraill hefyd.
Thank you, Garfield. Lowry?
Diolch yn fawr, cwestiwn da. Cynghorydd Garfield, a hefyd pwnc sydd wrth gwrs fel da chi'n gwybod, da ni wedi cydweithio yn y gorffennol ar hwn, a mae o yn eitem sy'n agos iawn at ynghalon ni. Mae gen i, da ni'n ffodus iawn ym Anghonwy, mae gen ni tîm ymgynghorol y Gymraeg, felly tîm o arbenigwyr ieithyddol sydd yn gweithio hefo'n ysgolion i sicrhau bod lefel ac ansawdd yr iaith yn ystod o ysgolion yn cael ei gynnal ac yn cael ei ddarparu. Mae yna gynnydd wedi bod yn y nifer o ddisgyblion yn canolfan iaith yn Dolgarog, felly mae hynny'n bositif. Mae gennym ni 12 o blant yno ar hyn o bryd. A da ni'n gweithio hefyd hefo'n ysgolion Cymraeg i roed mwy o fewnbwn trochi iddynt dros yr hanner tymor nesaf yma. Ond wrth gwrs, mi fydden ni'n monitro hwn hefyd ar y rhanbarth gan defnyddio yn swyddogion GWE, yn cydweithio hefo'n swyddogion GWE, ac yn edrych efallai ar gynyddu capacity yn canolfan iaith yn Dolgarog. Dwi'n meddwl ydy mae hwn yn rhan craidd o'r WESP, ond dwi'n meddwl bod rhaid i ni weithredu ar hwn rwan, a dyna da ni'n neud gyda'n tîm ymgynghorol y Gymraeg. A mi fydd na rhyw fath o broses o fesur y galw, a hefyd o fesur lle ydan ni yn ieithyddol ar draws yn ysgolion, a fyddan ni'n trafod hynny gyda'n penaethiaid ni dros yr hanner tymor nesaf yma.
Ia, ga i ddiolch. Diolch yn fawr, Lowri, am hynna. Ia, diolch yn fawr iawn, Lowri, am hynna, am yr eglur.
Thank you, Garfield.
Falch o glywed. Can I just follow up?
Councillor Donald Milne. I can't. He's there somewhere.
There, I'm here.
Sorry.
Oh, there we are.
Thank you, Chair, for allowing me to join in the questions. Can I thank you for the detailed presentation on all the issues in establishing full operational September, and for that matter, the work in July. But following the announcement actually last July of the 29 million funding for education, they quoted, I think, 600 teachers and 300 TAs as being able to be funded by this. But do we know how much of this funding will be available for Conway schools and how it will be allocated across each school or across the area, how we select that? Because clearly staffing is more difficult under COVID restrictions if we're to manage the social distancing that clearly we wish to achieve. Added to this, do we actually have any figures for the number of teachers, TAs and other support staff in Conway who have actually been made redundant and or who resigned not to be replaced during the year since January? Because hopefully some of this funding will actually help relieve that situation that's clearly happened to put a lot of our schools under pressure. And as a further point on the funding, is there any funding there to enable schools to modify their buildings to enable greater social distancing, particularly entrances and exits areas, or even for that matter, in some cases, mobile classrooms? Has there been any funding made available for that? Thank you very much.
Okay,
thank you, Don.
A few questions there, Chair.
Yeah.
Shall I come in?
Yes, please.
Okay, and I know that Cynghorydd Garfield had another question from the West, but I'm happy to have a discussion outside of this if necessary. So Cynghorydd Milne, thank you. A number of questions that are not quite related, but I'll do my best to answer those. So in terms of the funding that we've had from Conway, we're looking just short of £1 million. And we're working as with the regional consortia, supporting individual schools to come up with a really robust plan for how this expenditure should take place. But what we've got to remember as well, because I know you're alluding to the redundancy process, and I know we've worked on that with you over the past few months, is that this is a short-term funding option. So it's not necessarily going to improve the redundancy situation in individual schools, because this is a short-term grant to promote the use of NQTs and supply staff within our schools. If we look at our redundancy figures in Conway, they have been quite stable over the past 3 years, so that the figure hasn't increased from year on year. They're quite stable figures. So in terms of the funding, it's very much a joined up approach now with GWER. They have a school improvement advisor which will be going in to meet with the head teacher, and they will be devising a plan now on how they can support vulnerable learners and also other learners within school settings by employing further staff for a short-term period. I don't know whether there's any. Is Mark still on? Does Mark want to come in?
Mark's still there.
Is there anything that Mark wants to add to that?
Thank you, Dr. Lowry. Thank you, Chair. Yes, good question, Councillor Milne. Part of our role this term will be to work closely with schools, with the team, supporting them in their decisions with regarding appropriate use of the various grants, not just the Accelerating Learning Grant, which is the title for this grant, but also the other grants that the schools receive, such as the PDG and the LAC grants and so on. Our role will be to, and we've been tasked to sign off those grants, so we will do that and then collate that information. And then as part of our discussions throughout the year with school leaders, we will be discussing the impact as we move through the year of the expenditure and those grants, to make sure it's being used in the appropriate way and that it's having an impact within the school. But also we must remember that you know, when you actually break down that £1 million to Conway schools, there are some schools, especially the smaller schools, that actually will only be getting in the region of about £1,000, which really isn't much in the scale of things. So but by creative use of the various grants that the school gets, bringing them together, and also perhaps even pooling some of the grant money as a cluster, we're hoping to come up with some creative and good solutions to answer what you were talking about there.
Yeah, and I don't know whether Wyn is Wyn on.
Well, I can come in on that last point as well.
Okay.
In Dr. Cynghorydd Milne, there isn't any capital funding to make any adaptations. So minor adaptations, if required, as a result of the risk assessment process, they'll have to be made under a revenue budget.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thanks very much for those responses. In particular, I'm glad to see that we've got it in hand, and clearly, yes, 29 million sounds a lot, but when it gets it's not going to go far. So
no, I know the school where I'm a governor, they're getting £7,000, which, you know, does not employ a teacher or a TA.
Yeah, well,
but
I think mine's going to get even less than that for sure.
They've already come up with some innovative ideas. Councillor Garfield, I'm sorry, did I stop you asking a second question? I do apologise.
No, thanks, Chair. I just really wanted to say as well, you know, I appreciated the hard work that's been going on by Dr. Lowry and the whole education support team, and Julia. I think to get to this point has been exceptional. So, yeah, big thanks.
All right, thank you. Councillor Ronnie.
Hello, Chair.
Hello.
This is a unique situation.
Yes,
I've never
indeed.
been to education before.
Welcome to the Education Scrutiny Committee.
It'll be the last one. Can I just say, Chair, I've since we've been on the lockdown, I'm on babysitting duty. So my granddaughter is in Tidnall School, so it's a question of picking her up. And I have to say, the organisation there and the way that everything is conducted is absolutely A1. Because, you know, we need to congratulate the education department and the teachers and the way they're coping with everything. But my concern is, and Gareth spoke to about it before, is the masks. Now, when the Assembly start giving you 2.1 million, you know, if you read everything that's been on the text, I don't know what our distribution is, you start worrying because they don't give you something for nothing. And, you know, I've been observing the Assembly, the way that they conduct things. They will come out sooner or later and say the masks will be needed in the schools. Now, the one thing I can't get my head round, I know we're working in the bubble. You've got to have a mask on the coach or the transport, but no mask in the school. So if someone can explain that logic to me, I know the answer. It's because of the transport bill that went through that the Assembly says you have to wear a mask on the coaches. And the other thing is that nobody's discussed is the schools are working within these bubbles. But if you go outside John Bright's, the bubble bursts when they're going out because all the kids are gathering when they're walking home. So there are issues there. I'm not saying it's an education issue, but if we're trying to stem the virus, it needs to be stemmed outside of school as well. How we do that, I don't know. Policing, I don't know. But I I believe, and this is where I might be controversial, I don't see how the head teachers can make a decision when everything else, well, the Welsh Government and the Houses of Parliament says the scientists know best. And what we're doing is we're giving that power to the head teachers to know best. You know, I've seen people with masks on in shops, some without, and I was talking to you before, you know, about what's happening in town here. It's, you know, people are just treating it as a laugh at the moment. So I don't think that they're taking it serious again. But the kids are, you know, in the lower schools, the primary schools. It's unbelievable the way that everything is like a well-oiled machine. They're all coming out, mums and dads picking them up. They all know what they're doing. And that has come down from the work from the education department, the cabinet member and everything else, and yourself. And that, you know, there needs to be a pat on the back for that. But I do have issues with these masks. I've never seen anybody, when you go to the shop with a mask on, that they say, no, I can't hear you, I can't serve you. That'll be £3.10, you pay the money. I'm just saying, you know, I don't go along with that argument. I have trouble wearing the mask. But something is boiling when they're giving you 2.1 million. Be careful. Thank you.
Thank you, Ronnie. Thank you. Do you want to?
Yes, I'll come in there.
Respond.
Councillor Ronnie, yes, thank you for your words of wisdom. Yeah, you know, we do appreciate it. I think, and they're really valid points that you make as well. And of course, you know, if the risk assessment indicates so, then a mask should be worn. And we've been really clear with schools on that. If that risk assessment does indicate the need for a mask, so that there are incidents where a mask is required, and we've been really clear in the guidance that we've given schools on that. On buses, that's an interesting one, because the reason we are strongly recommending the use of masks on buses is because it's really difficult to minimise the mixing between different year groups, cohorts. It's almost impossible. We've got no control either over these youngsters once they're outside of the school buildings. I share your concerns on this. I think all we can do is educate parents, educate our over 11s to try and adhere to the measures wherever possible when they're in their social groups, when they're mixing. It's a really difficult one. It's a difficult age group to be able to manage, and all we can do is advise, and I know schools are doing that as well. Our head teachers have ensured that there will be social distancing measures in schools. They have got really good hand hygiene, and you know, research does show that those are better measures than PP, and that PP is the last resort. Of course, we will be looking at what the minister's wishes are in terms of face masks, and we are watching very closely on any changes in guidance. But I think I want to reiterate as well, we've managed or had to manage a flurry of changing advice, information and guidance over a short period of time, and trying to manage that communication with head teachers and not raise their anxiety so that they aren't able to do their job is a fine balance. So that's what we're aiming to do. But of course, we'll be looking at what Welsh Government guidance state. But I think at the moment we've got mitigating actions in our schools that mean that the mask isn't required within that classroom setting.
At the moment.
At the moment.
At the moment.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Ronnie. Councillor Gareth, you wish to come back? You're on.
Yeah, not about the masks. I do concur with Ronnie. Obviously,
you're worried now. You're agreeing with Ronnie.
Yeah, they were words of wisdom. Thank you for that, Ronnie. No, the point I'd like to make is, and it's not the cynic in me really, but we're talking about £1 million almost being allocated to schools. So is that how it's going to be, or will there be any top slicing of any of that almost £1 million? Will the authority want part of that? Would Gwere want part of it? or will it all go to schools?
That will all go to schools.
Thank you.
Good question, Gareth.
Diolch yn fawr.
Right, I have no other questioners or speakers on this particular matter. So I'd like to take the opportunity, I know Lowry's not going anywhere, but I'd like to take the opportunity of thanking Lowry for her presentation and for Mark and Claire for joining us from Gware. Because, I mean, I've obviously as chair been involved in this, not as much as Julie, obviously, but I've been involved in this, and the cooperation between Gware, our education department, and schools has been immense. And the cluster working between our high schools and our primary schools has also been immense, where they've all been working together to come up with solutions in what is a moving feast. I mean, what we know today may be totally different from what we're told tomorrow. And Lowry and her staff and everybody else has to suddenly change direction. And they've had to do that a few times already. And the way they work together, to my mind, has just been incredible. So thank you very much indeed for that, Lowry. Can I move, therefore, that we agree to, it sounds pathetic, that we agree to note the presentation? Yeah, are we all happy? You raise a hand if you're happy to note the presentation, with our thanks to all those professionals involved. Right, thank you. So the next item on our agenda is...
Sorry, Councillor Bryan. Oh, Thomas, I thought wanted to speak, but I think he must have just been raising his hand. It's fine.
he's just voted, whether he likes it or not. Okay, so our next item on the agenda is the 21st Century Schools Welsh Education Partnership Agreement. And hopefully Wyn is with us somewhere. I can't spot him, but hopefully Wyn will shout in a moment to say he's here and will take us through the paper, which is on page 69 onwards. Wyn, there you are, Wyn. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Papur ydi hwn, fel y cadeirydd, ynglyn â partneriaeth addysg model buddsoddi cydfuddiannol ysgolion yr unfed ganrif ar 20. A mae o'n ymwneud hefo arwyddo cytundeb partneriaeth strategol. Beth cyntaf yn wneud ydy sôn am y model buddsoddi cydfuddiannol a newid i enw fo'n sydyn iawn i MIM, achos ella ddim dweud model buddsoddi cydfuddiannol drosodd a drosodd drwy'r cyflwyniad byr yma. Felly, mae o'n neud fy MIM yn ôl yn mis Ionawr ar ei cyngor llawn a'r cabinet gytuno bod Conwy yn mynd i symud ymlaen hefo prosiectau unfed ganrif ar 20 o dan dull ariannu MIM. Os gofiwch chi, mi oedd dull ariannu MIM yn rhoi 81% o arian oddi wrth Llywodraeth Cymru ac 45% gyn Cyngor Conwy, felly oedd o'n fanteisiol iawn i Conwy. Y ffordd oedd y MIM yn gweithio oedd angen cael partner strategol mwyn mynd â'r prosiectau ymlaen. A dyna beth sgynnon ni heddiw ydy cynnig bod y Cyngor yn arwyddo partneriaeth strategol i symud ymlaen. Felly, beth sydd wedi digwydd yn yr amser rhwng mis Ionawr a rwan ydy bod Llywodraeth Cymru wedi bod allan yn gwneud caffael y partner, a mae'r partner wedi i benodi ac enw'r partner ydy Meridiam. Mae Meridiam ac Is-Gorff, Banc Datblygu Cymru, a ni fel awdurdodau lleol a brydda colega yn dod at ei gilydd i sefydlu yr partneriaeth strategol yma ar draws Cymru i gyd. Wedyn, o ran ni fel cyngor, yn bwysig iawn yn bod ni yn ymuno hefo'r partneriaeth. Wedyn, rhai edrych yn ôl eto ar y MIM, beth da chi'n gael efo'r MIM ydy pwyslais ar fuddion y gymuned ehangach, mwy o gyfraniogad gan budd deiliaid, sef ni, buddsoddiad equiti'r sector cyhoeddus, Dim gwasanaethau meddal a rheolaeth contract effeithiol ag effeithlon gan y sector gyhoeddus. Felly dyna beth yw'r buddion a dyna be aru yr cabinet a'r cyngor benderfynu arwyddo fyny amdano fo yn ôl yn mis Ionawr. A wedyn, os da chi eisiau gweld yr cytundeb yn llawn, mae gen i ofn bod o'r rhywbeth 600 tudalen o hyd yn ormodol o gymleth wedi sgwennu mewn iaith gyfreithiol sydd ddim yn gwneud unrhyw synnwyr i bron iawn neb eblaw cyfreithwyr. Ond, o tudalen 84 ymlaen yn yr adroddiad hwn, mae yna gronodeb ohono fo. A dwi'n meddwl bod hi werth edrych ar y gronodeb. Mae'n deud be da ni'n arwyddo fyny amdano fo. Wedyn, yn y bon, y darn pwysica o'r adroddiad hwn i gyd, wel, un darn all dwi angen sôn amdano gyntaf, ydy y bwrdd fel partneriaid yn y partneriaeth yma. Mae gennym ni sedd ar y bwrdd. Felly, agwedd arall ar y adroddiad yma ydy bod ni yn cynnig aelod i fod yn sedd ar y bwrdd. Wedyn, bydd y bwrdd yn coro 3 gwaith y flwyddyn a fydd gennym ni a yr partneriaid eraill i gyd cyfle i arwain y ffordd mae'r partneriaeth yn symud ymlaen i'r dyfodol. Fel yn dweud, y rhan pwysica o'r adroddiad hwn ydy y darn sydd yn paragraff 4, neu rhan 4. Mae'n sôn am y dewisiadau. Ac yn y bon, mae'r dewis, wel, dos ddim dewisiadau. Be mae'r paragraff 4.1 yn dweud ydy, mae'r cyngor yn deall os yw'n dymuno cael mynediad at gyllid refeniw ar gyfer prosiectau band B gan Lywodraeth Cymru, bydd angen iddo ddefnyddio'r MIM i gael mynediad at y cyllid a WEPCO, sef y partneriaeth, ar gyfer ei ddarparu. Nid oes unrhyw ddewisiadau darparu amgen ar gyfer cyllid o'r fath. Felly, fel dwi'n dweud, mae'r cyngor eisoes wedi cytuno i fynd ar hyd y llwybr MIM ers mis Ionawr. Wedyn, y dewis nesaf ydy, mae rhaid i'r cyngor, os dyn nhw eisiau gallu mynd ymlaen efo'r MIM, arwyddo fyny ar gyfer y partneriaeth yma. Felly, os awn ni nôl i'r awrgymellion, sy'n lot i'w chi fyny'r papur. Gan i ond wedi mynd rhy bell, sori. So, yr argymellion yn paragraff 2. So, nodi penodiad Meridia fel partner neu un o'r partneriaid. Cymeradwyo gweithrediad, darpariaeth a perfformiad y cytundeb partneriaeth strategol gyda WEPCO i hwyluso'r darpariaeth o amrywiaeth o wasanaeth isa deiledd a darpariaeth y gyfleusterau addysg a chymunedol. Cymeradwyo'r cytundeb partneriaeth strategol yn atodiad 1 o'r adroddiad hwn, a sydd wedi ei grynhoi yn paragraffau 3.5 i 3.15 yn yr adroddiad hwn, mwyn gallu gweithredu argymelliad B yn destun argymelliad D isod. D, rhoi awdurdod dirprwyedig i'r cyfarwyddwr strategol gofal cymdeithasol ac addysg ar ôl ymgynghori gyda'r pennaeth, cyfraith a llywodraethu a deilydd portffolio addysg i 1. Gytuno ar delerau terfynol y cytundeb partneriaeth strategol gan gynnwys unrhyw ddiwygiadau i'r cytundeb partneriaeth strategol yn ôl yr angen am resymau gan gynnwys, ond nid yn gyfyngedig i derfynu unrhyw feysydd sy'n weddill. A 2. Cymeradwyo unrhyw weithredoedd a dogfennau pellach sy'n ategol i'r cytundeb partneriaeth strategol. Nodi y bydd cytundeb partneriaeth strategol yn cael ei weithredu fel gweithrediad a'i wynyddu yn uniol ag erthygl 13.5 y cyfansoddiad ag cymeradwyo penodiad cyfarwyddwr gofal cymdeithasol ac addysg fel cynrychiolydd sy'n cyfrannogi i eistedd ar y bwrdd partneriaeth strategol. Dwi'n meddwl bod yr argymelliad fanna'n rhoi blas i chi o'r math o iaith gyfreithiol sydd drwy'r ddogfen i gyd. A mae gennym ni, so am gyfreithiol, mae gennym ni partneriaeth sydd yn gweithio hefo ni ar yr adroddiad yma. O cwmni Bevan Britain, ac mi fydda nhw ar gael i ateb cwestiynau, os oes gennych chi gwestiynau mwy cyfreithiol ei naws na gallai ei ateb. Mr. Cadeirydd.
Okay. Thank you, Wyn. Thank you. The only real question I have is, are we able to use local procurement when our particular projects are going to come to fruition, or will we end up with a building company from Cardiff?
Hello. Hi, Rosemary Jago from Bevan Britain.
Oh, hello, Rosemary. Yeah.
Good morning. No, absolutely. It is aimed very much at the principle of encouraging local workforce. Good. And the establishment of WEPCO with Meridian, it is not binding them to deliver the construction obligations or any ongoing facilities maintenance obligations that would be arranged through them. Encouraging local workforce. So the council itself would actually be involved in the tender process for selecting contractors for every individual new project that you delivered through this arrangement. So there is a bespoke arrangement in place to encourage local workforce and local contractors. There are also a number of community benefits that you would be able to set yourselves specifically in relation to each new project. That again, WEPCO would need to consider in developing its proposals for each new project, and you could add in your specific goals and vision for that context as well as part of that development of that project.
Thank you very much. That puts my mind at rest, because that's exactly what we wanted, what I wanted to hear. Councillor Gareth, do you have a comment or a question? You're on mute, Gareth.
Okay, yeah, thank you, Chair. Yeah, that was a specific issue. I'm pleased to hear that in terms of local jobs for local people and the community benefits, because quite frankly, when we're into this COVID, post-COVID, we will need every job going in this part and for local people to become involved. So that is really something worthwhile and we need to look at. I don't think we've a choice. We've got to sign up to this, and that's where my worry is. In this report, I didn't like reading, unless you do this, some bad things will happen to you procurement-wise. You won't be able to do this, won't be able to do that, and it's not the best way to invite cooperation. I haven't got the report in front of me, but it is there. I have read it, and I'm concerned about the threats, as it were. Now, this is supported by Welsh Government. Do they guarantee it? That's the first question. What if this WEPCO just takes a turn for the worse? Anything can happen. We've seen it in previous things that we've signed up to, and I won't mention any details. But we need to make sure it's lost in 600 pages, as Wyn has explained to us. That needs to be simplified so we know exactly what we're on about in terms of the guarantees, if any, from Welsh Government should things go wrong in that sense. So that needs looking at. The other aspect is in terms of resource implications. Hardly any from the report, if I remember, but surely previous to this agreement, all the Band A projects were undertaken by our own officers, and they did an excellent job as well in delivering on the Band A. Now, will they be superfluous? What will they be doing? Because they won't be involved in the delivery of these projects. So there are resource implications there. Will they be redundant or will they be redeployed? What is the benefit for us in terms of staffing? So that's the third aspect before we sign up to this. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Gareth. Rosemary, I'm sure you can answer the first couple of questions, can you? What happens if WEPCO go belly up?
Sure, of course. In terms of if WEPCO collapses, and there's a various number of default mechanisms essentially in the strategic partnering agreement, which means that if it's either the private sector partner or your construction partner or others, there's a number of default events of default essentially that are triggered that enable things to be examined in more closer detail. So whether that's scrutiny on performance and behaviours of the team and the private sector partner and the success of WEPCO. So there is this ongoing performance report that WEPCO will have to provide to justify, I suppose, the activities it's doing to demonstrate performance against agreed KPIs. And one of the benefits of having attendance at the strategic partnering board, which is highlighted in the paper, is by signing the strategic partnering agreement, you have a seat at the table to listen from all participants that might be part of WEPCO to understand the performance issues, what's happening, and how successful they're being in delivering that. And there is the key emphasis of value for money and continuous improvement for all individual projects, again, which feeds through the 10-year period of the strategic partnering agreement. So there are lots of checks and balances in there in terms of preserving events of default essentially by either WEPCO or its constituent parts. In terms of the Band A question, exclusivity relates primarily to the identified projects or Pathfinder projects or those MIM Band B projects specifically. It's linked to where there's a revenue consequence and where it is expected that Welsh Government would be funding the revenue costs of that new project. So that's where the commitment comes in terms of it is Welsh Government's expectation that should there be a Band B MIM project, this is likely to be then the delivery vehicle for that. In relation to capital projects and existing teams, this is one of a number of other frameworks that doesn't cut across that. So it is still the opportunity for you to pursue other opportunities for the delivery of capital projects and the Band A as well.
Yeah. Thank you, Rosemary. Yes, I was going to say we do have other capital projects as well as these MIM projects, yes, which Wyn will be supervising.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Councillor Garfield.
Thanks, Chair. Yeah, I will carry on in English because I want to ask Rosemary a question as well.
Okay.
But just to say, I supported the proposal because I've been through it in great detail, and I don't think that this local authority would ever be able to raise this kind of money on our own to build new schools. But, you know, with all the concerns that have already been voiced. Can I go back to Rosemary and to your initial point, Chair, about local procurement? Now, I've not read the 600-page document. Is that on paper? The point I see in the summary here, right, is 2.8. The participants will develop with WEPCO the approach to supply chain assembly, and it goes on to the final bit, which says transparent and auditable information as to the cost, fees, and prices. There's no mention of local or a commitment to local procurement. It's all about cost and price. And going back to your point, Chair, you know, a big company in Manchester or Cardiff will obviously be far more competitive than smaller local companies. And if we're only basing this on price and cost, they could be priced out.
Yes, absolutely. And there is the commitment within the legal documentation for that tender process to be in line with your values, goals, vision in terms of having regard to a number of areas, not just health and safety, but commitment to delivery of community benefits, quality, sustainability. And the message as part of the summary is to give you the confidence that you would be fully part of that process in selecting the right contractor for construction or facilities maintenance services. But there is an obligation set out in the SPA strategic partnering agreement that says that appointment that's made has to be in accordance with your values, community benefits, and you also can set those on an individual project by project basis for them to respond to.
Okay, thanks. Diolch yn fawr iawn.
Okay, yeah. Right, I have nobody else who wishes to speak. So we need to vote on the recommendations in 2.1, A, B, C, D1, D2, E and F. I have in my notes, Dawn, that you would prefer this to be done by calling out the names of committee members. Is that still the case?
Yes, please, yes. And like you say, we need a proposer and a seconder if we can, please.
Okay. Right, so would somebody like to propose that we move the recommendations as in the report?
I propose, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Councillor Phil. Councillor Mary, you will second that. Thank you. Yeah, so we have a proposer and a seconder, Dawn.
Sally will read the names out now for you.
Okay.
Councillor Carol Beard.
Yes, agree.
Councillor Phil Capper.
For.
Councillor Brian Cossey.
For.
Councillor Mary Doyle.
For.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see that. Councillor Keith Eales.
Yes, for.
Ros Harrison. I should think she's still here.
Yes,
yeah.
You haven't unmuted.
No.
No.
Okay.
Keep going, Dawn. We'll come back.
Okay.
Oh, there we are. There we are.
Oh, for. There we go. Councillor Pauline Heap Williams.
For.
Councillor Chris Hughes. Councillor Chris still here? No, it's gone. Okay.
No,
Councillor Alan Hunter.
For.
Councillor David Johnson. Councillor David, no longer here. Councillor Gareth Jones.
Applied.
Councillor Thomas Jones.
Yep, for.
Okay. Councillor Garfield Lewis.
Obliged for.
Councillor Tristan Lewis.
Obliged.
Oh.
Councillor, oh no more councillors. So Colette Owen.
For.
Okay, that's everybody.
Thank you, Dawn. So that's carried. Right, so that will now go forward to Cabinet.
Yes, it goes forward.
Thank you, yeah, we have no further items on our agenda, so thank you very much, one and all, for your attendance, and we can all go and have lunch now. Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Chair.
Bye, everyone. Thanks, Rosemary.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks all.